for these competitors here. Really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to SRW TV for tonight's broadcast of the CAMMUS Toyota GR86. Tonight we are hosted by Warren and Brown Tools for round 4 here at Suzuka International, but this is the West layout. As always, it is myself, Nathan ShiBBy Howard, and alongside me in the comms box is Ryan Green. How are we doing this evening, mate? We can change that if you like. We can go back to calling you Ryan Price if you want. Yeah, we'll let him have that. Oh no, your Discord wasn't on. Start that all over again, dear oh dear. Didn't turn the comms on. Sorry guys, Ryan Green.
Oh, you're talking to yourself. No, I'm not here. This is actually just the voice in Shibby's head.
Oh man, long day.
He's losing his mind.
Yeah, long day at work. Anyway, we are here at Suzuka West. We are here for the CAMMUS Toyota GR86. Tonight is a sprint round, so one 20-minute heat and then a reverse top 10 for the 40-minute feature. The West layout, mate, something a little different, something, you know, something we might not see that regularly. Any tips and tricks for us on this track tonight?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this run in any official anywhere. I can't, at least it hasn't stuck out to me. So, I mean, obviously major changes being there's no Suzuka S's tonight. First corner is 130R, and then Dunlop is not a fast sweeping uphill left-hander. It's actually a downhill double apex right-hander. So, and then, you know, we're back onto the straight into the Degners and on for a regular lap, but it's a bit of a weird layout. I don't know what the elevation is on the Dunlop part of the track. I assume it's quite downhill, judging the elevation track is quite extreme on this track. It's still technically a figure-8 circuit. We do have the bridge section, so one of the only, if only the only figure-8 track on the game, or apart from that one with the jump road course, that is.
That's correct. How do you think these 86s are going to handle this little bit shorter layout, especially being a sprint rounds, compared to some of the other tracks we've had this season that are, you know, 7 kilometers long per lap, whereas this is only 3.5 kilometers?
I think it'll be fine. It's, you know, another FIA Grade 1 circuit. This one's a 2, but generally speaking, the Grand Prix layouts are Grade 1, so it's another quite safe track. It's, you know, quite wide Formula 1 cars and whatever else race here. Obviously, there's a Suzuka 10-hour that gets run every year as well, or 12-hour even. So, lots of fast car running. So, these 86s pale in comparison to that. But the track's nice and wide. Should get some good side-by-side running. We still got the nice long straight into 130R. Should be quite a challenge, bit of a commitment corner in these cars. I would say spoon curve is going to be one of the major spots for making up time, especially with the load you're going to be putting on the right-hand side tyres. In these 86s, it's going to be a lot of weight management through that corner. It's a bit of an awkward one at the best of times in cars with downforce. So going through spoon curve, which is also the final turn in this layout, is going to be a bit of a where we're going to see separate the drivers from the good from the great.
Oh, mate, I'm definitely excited to get into tonight's race. But before that does happen, let's recap last week's race with the race results, which that is not the race results. Good work. Well done, me. I am on an absolute cracker tonight. Right, here we go. I knew I had it prepared somewhere. So, round 4 race results did see Jet O'Murray taking the P1 position, taking out the 150 points. Jason Douglas in second place takes 145. And Jamie Christensen in third with 140. Jamie has been trailing the LMR Esports drivers pretty much this whole season. I think he's ready to bite down pretty hard and take that win that he's so well deserved.
Yeah, well, looking at the times from the practice session, Jamie Christensen a 127.8. The next highest, I believe, Jed Murray being a 128.2. So 3 tenths faster just in the practice session. We know those LMR guys are prone to towing each other around the course. So he's looking like he's got a bit of pace in hand tonight. Obviously, we've still got the qualifying to come, so we'll see if he can put it together there. But that's looking like he's definitely put in the work this week and right on the pace. Well, everyone's got to be on his.
Just got to remember too, you can be quick in qualifying, but once there's cars around you, it definitely changes up the play. But we know Jamie Christensen is really such a clean driver around other cars. We've seen him make his own mistakes and drop back all the way down the pack and have a very clean fight all the way back to the top 3. Another guy to definitely keep an eye on who's racing super consistent this season and is actually sitting in 6th place at the moment is John McHenry, mate. What a drive he's having this season.
Well, he's sitting P2 in the championship right now, which is crazy because has he finished on the podium? No, he had that one win, but
Yeah,
other than that, he hasn't finished on the podium all season.
And that's it.
And he's sitting only 25 points behind Jamie Christensen. I mean, we've had the LMR guys pretty much either one of them, apart from that one Daytona race where John McHenry won, pretty much take out the win every time. So, but it's not been just yet, or it's not been just Dylan. It's been a mix of the two, and it's split up the results. And they've either had a great race where they've won, or they've dropped right down the field and not had a great one, or they've missed rounds. Like for instance, Jet missed a round. Was it not last round, but the round before?
Yeah.
So they've missed it. They've missed. There will still be a drop round come the end of the season, so that should bring the group a bit closer together. But Jamie Christensen, as we just said, 25 points ahead of John McHenry in P1, and then Joshua Horton 69 points off the back of Jamie Christensen. So he's, Josh Horton for all the, he hasn't actually grabbed a win like Dylan or like Jet yet, but sitting right up there in P3, and then Callan Hodgkinson, and then Jet Murray in P5. So we still got to. I think we're halfway through the season now. This may be the halfway points, and it's really quite tight on the standings here. So no one's really run away with it.
No, and yes, we are halfway through. It also shows, looking at the standings, how we're talking about that Christensen hasn't managed to get a win. Has been on the podium multiple times, usually in 3rd place behind the LMR Esports boys. Joshua Horton is there in 3rd place because I think he's turned up to pretty much every race, and Jet Murray has missed a couple. But again, John McHenry only taken 1 win this season, and I think maybe 1 other podium finish. And just because of his consistent driving and finishing in the top 5 every race, he's got himself 2nd on the points there. So points are extremely close, ladies and gentlemen. Keep an eye on all these drivers tonight because they all put on a phenomenal show. And there's my co-commentator in 7th place right there, Mr. Ryan Price. Glad that he could be out there on track with us. I was actually talking to him earlier in the night. He is, again, super fresh to iRacing and sim racing, 2 months in, and he's starting to make a pretty good name for himself. So I reckon we keep an eye on Ryan tonight because every week he's getting better and better. But the drivers are now starting to head out of the pits for our Toyo Sim qualifying session. So thanks to Toyo Sim for hosting this. It is the Toyo Sim qualifying session and pole position as well. So we will be jumping into the qualifying right now. Let's get that information up on screen for you. Get on board. Keep an eye on those times down below. The guys are just heading out for their out laps right now. As you can see right there, they do not come through the S's. They take a sharp right, leave the S's behind, and head back down. What do they call that curve if they take the S's out?
It's still called Dunlop.
It's still called Dunlop?
Yeah, it is. It is the exit of Dunlop curve after this. After the S's. So no, it's still Dunlop technically.
All right, everybody is on an out lap at the moment. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for a track map, and there it is. Yo, J-Mac, thanks for dropping into the chat and spamming your emojis, mate. Good luck tonight, champion. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks to everybody who's joined us tonight. We really appreciate all the support through the stream, of course. The more guys, the more of you out there watching, the better the broadcast is, of course, going to be. And it's great to see you all out there supporting our drivers on track, because without those drivers, we don't have a league and we also don't have a broadcast. So appreciate everyone out there. If you do enjoy this broadcast tonight, please let us know by, of course, hitting that like button. When you finally realize you love this broadcast and you're liking it so much, hit that like button for us. Let us know. Shout out who you're following tonight, who you want to see win tonight. And we've also got to keep our eye out for a driver of the day, because thanks to temptingsweets.com.au, the driver of the day and the winner of this round will be getting sent a gift package from temptingsweets.com.au. Mate, you had a chance to try their lollies yet?
Oh, I have not.
Oh, mate,
I have not had a chance.
So
I'm not much of a sweet tooth guy myself. I've been doing a bit of the cutting out the sugars. I'm not doing like a full sugar quit, but it's we got a little bit of timber on the front end that we're trying to get rid of. So we got a little bit of timber that we're trying to get rid of. So just trying to keep it a little bit civil on the sweets lately.
Well, I must say, I'm not much of a sweets person either. Sugar makes me go a little funny, so I don't really have sugar in anything. But when they arrived on my doorstep, I couldn't help myself and had to have a little taste. And I tell you what, they're actually not overly sweet. Like, they're not brutally sweet. It was enough for me to eat and enjoy as Bruce White comes through with the first time of the night with a 1:28.913. So not too bad, mate. Did you observe what the quickest time in practice was?
It was about a 27.8. It was a 27.89, I think it was, by Jamie Christensen. So he was the only person in the 27s.
Okay, so still a little bit off the time of practice, but we usually do see that. It's very rare to see a qualifying time come out as quick as practice, because they definitely have a lot more time. Being a sprint round tonight, we do only have 15 minutes of this sprint round. Of this qualifying session. Few times coming through. Steven Sinkovic, only a couple of laps in, actually sets himself a time, and I thought that was Steve going off the track, but it wasn't. Tyler Sheaf. Great to see Tyler out there. It's been a while since he's back on track. He is another co-commentator. He will be on with me tomorrow night for the GT3 Mini Enduro. That is going to be an absolute blast. You can't get enough of my voice. Bruce White cracking around the track again. These guys are pushing it pretty hard. They've definitely set a few laps already, but nobody is clocking times in. Bruce White just set the exact same time. He did another 1:28.282. Or did that just not update for me?
No, he did.
Yeah.
Exactly the same time.
Spot on.
So 2 1:28s.
Yep. So Dean Sinkovic then jumps up into provisional P2, the 1:30.281. Maddie Hawes has dropped in tonight. Thanks so much for dropping in, Maddie. She shouts out, "Go Joshua." So I'm assuming you are shouting out the man in the Boogie Bomb car, Mr. Joshua Horton. Jason Douglas into the 29, so has pipped Ryan Price there, put him into provisional P2. Oi, Joshua Horton, as we were talking about him, comes through the 1:27.997 into the 27s already. Wondering if anybody can fire back. They've got Kevin.
Yeah, that was so close to not being a 27 that SDK didn't even register it as one.
It's a 1:27.997.
So close. Well, you take it.
It still counts.
I'd be saying I could do 27s. I seen it. The evidence is right there.
That's exactly right. If I do a 10.999, my car still does 10 seconds down the quarter mile, right? Like.
Exactly right.
Whoa.
Ooh, 2 wheels.
Kevin Wakefield getting a bit loose, hitting that ripple strip and putting the 86 up onto two wheels. These things are extremely well renowned for driving on two wheels over those ripple strips. I dare say we'll probably see a little bit of this tonight as Ryan Price is coming back over.
And that's our culprit corner then for tonight. There's always one every week, and it looks to be turn 3. The exit onto Dunlop corner.
Keeping an eye on that as the night goes on. Dylan Gray back out on track tonight for the LMR Esports boys. Just managed to set a lap, but it did not count.
It is quite a sharp one. Such a harsh braking zone out of 130R. You're carrying such speed down into turn 2, and it's a greater than 90-degree corner for Dunlop, and these cars don't really like sharp bends like this. It's a lot of load going onto the outside tires, and it's really easy to lift the right-hand side and really get it on two wheels, and takes it's all sorts of unsettled. Only the best drivers are going to be able to really hold on to it and use that and keep all fours on the ground. I mean, I like my cars to have the two fronts on the ground to make their own corners. I don't know about you, Jimmy.
Yeah, I definitely prefer my cars that have four wheels to have four wheels on the ground. Definitely feels a lot more stable.
It's definitely the best way I find to get lap time is keeping all fours on the ground. But these cars are insistent, if not willing, to get two wheels up in the air.
Yeah, if it's not two wheels up in the air, it's put a tiny toe of tyre on the grass and they just turn on you. You end up facing the wrong way. Very loose rear ends in these cars, being front engined and no weight over the rear tyres.
Looks to be a few spots where you can pick up off tracks this race. Jamie Christensen almost done his fourth lap, still not set a time yet. Jet O'Murray looked about across the line in the seconds. Don't think he set a time again, and Greg Johnson as well hasn't set a time, so they're out there doing laps, but so the same thing with Dylan Gray. He's just started his fourth lap and no valid time yet, so few places to get off tracks. Maybe on the exit of Spoon here is going to be one of the spots, but I'm not sure about turns 2 and 3. I'm not too familiar with them. Otherwise, I can't. It must be the exit of Spoon. Would be. It could be the Degners as well. Very easy to bounce the car and run wide on the exit of Degner 1, getting you off track. I do believe they like you to keep two wheels on the red and white curbing. That's definitely one of the spots through there in the entry of turn 2. Looks like you can cut a lot of that curb on the way in.
You think that's where they're picking it up, over that blue section of ripple strip there on the right-hand side, or as they come off that? Oh, right there.
That could be one of the spots as well. Running too wide here at Degner 1. There's a lot of AstroTurf out there before you hit the gravel, so you can run out there and not lose the car on the gravel, but you will get the off track for it. And maybe I don't think there's going to be too many places tonight, if any, to get a slowdown. I guess if you cut the turn 2 curbing, you might get a slowdown, but otherwise there's really not too many slots. And running wide at 130R, I do believe gives you a slowdown as well.
So we've got to keep an eye on cars tonight who may look like they have just dropped out of the race, because they could be serving a slowdown due to cutting a corner. And at the moment we are on board with Mr. Greg Johnson wearing teal for Tourette's. He still has a great cause going on out there, bringing and raising awareness for Tourette's syndrome, as we see Jet Murray and Jamie Christensen just both fly through with 127.8 each. Christensen 0.009 off Jet Murray. That was extremely close as those two flew through over the finish line.
Yeah, that's almost, you couldn't even blink that fast.
Just 9 1,000ths of a second, right?
That's nothing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know how to measure that and give an example of something that moves that quick.
Let's say a sneeze. Sneezes are really fast, but I still think that's still faster.
Oh yeah, no, that's again, I don't think you could even blink in that gap.
Just tried blinking and hitting start stop on my stopwatch, and you're right, you can't do it. Can't do it, mate. Nailed that one. As we see the cars there getting really, really wide up on two wheels.
Yeah, this track does lend itself to pushing the cars quite hard. It's quite forgiving in some of the corners and some of the exit curbing as well. So but if you do exceed these limits, because it does want you to push hard and you're carrying such speed, if you go above the allowed, I guess, what the track asks of you, it will bite back quite hard. The walls are in this layout are quite close, as you see on the exit of turn 3 there. That's a massive slide and a great catch there. But on the exit of turn 2, the walls are right there. We could see, you know, unlike a few of the other weeks just gone, maybe a few cars on the walls tonight.
Be interesting. We've had a pretty clean series so far. Really not many safety cars called out, I think, across all our series. So six a night, and I think safety cars have been really low this season, which is great to see. See the LMR Esports always using that teamwork as Kevin Wakefield just moves over to let them have a good run. Great sportsmanship there.
Yeah, look, you never like to see safety cars. I mean, from the broadcast side of things, obviously safety cars, it makes for good well, I wouldn't even say good racing. I mean, there was probably poor racing before that, as we see Kevin Wakefield just drive straight into the barrier there in the exit of turn 2. But as a driver, you really... Oh, that is completely busted, that front left. That should be a bit of a pullover and return to pits.
And it definitely was. I was hoping to get a look at the damage that was caused then, but it looked like he had snapped his wheel clean off.
But now I've completely lost my train of thought.
You were thinking? I just roll with it, mate. Callan Hodgkinson, Crisscross Racing, out here again. Been another solid driver throughout the series. I do believe he is due for a podium finish as well. As did Jet Murray just best himself there? He didn't. He no, he did. He set the same 127.81. He did best himself. Christensen went even faster. He is now 0.004 seconds off Jet's pace. That's just ridiculous. Dylan Gray has also just jumped up into 6th by setting a 129.08. Finally seen Steven Sinkovic get knocked back down. He did start off with a good time, but as soon as those 27s start rolling in, great to see 3 cars out on track locking in those quick times, but we will have to wait and see what happens. Christensen on purple sectors again. Let's get on board with him and see where this takes us. Oh, he didn't get to finish his lap, being a sprint session. Qualifying has come to an end at that 15-minute mark. Let's get that grid up. So, Jet Murray is your Toyo Sim qualifying session and pole position. Taking out P1, Jamie Christensen will sit right next to him in P2. Joshua Horton and Bruce White will take up row 2. Jason Douglas, Dylan Gray, row 3. Callan Hodgkinson, Ryan Price, row 4. Steven Sinkovic, Tyler Sheaf, row 5. Dean Sinkovic, Kevin Wakefield, row 6. John McHenry and Greg Johnson will be pulling up the rear of the grid tonight. And a huge thank you to Jamie Dyke and Tyson McAvoy for your race stewardess tonight. I don't know if I've lost Ryan or I've accidentally turned his microphone off.
I don't know. I was just letting you read it out.
Oh, good. You're still there.
I am still here.
Accidentally clicked something and the whole overlay disappeared off my OBS. I'm not going to talk about not having enough screens because I'm sure I talked about that enough on Tuesday, but we are getting ready, set to go racing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get ready for round 4 of the CAMMUS Toyota GR86 series, thanks to Warren and Brown Tools here at Suzuka West layout. We are just waiting for the lights and everybody to be on the grid. That countdown will kick off. The start lights at 2 minutes, regardless of who is on the grid tonight. Hear those little 4 bangers revving up, getting ready to go. This should be a cracker of a start. Ready, set, go, and we are racing. A lot of smoke out of Christensen's car. Lights the tyres on the way through. Clean start so far. Everybody has got away without any bog downs. We'll stay on the lead at the moment as the pack comes through the first turn for the first time tonight. Lots of cars moving, a bit of incident in the background there. I think I see John McHenry getting involved. But Joshua Horton in a sandwich there has had to let Jet Murray get through. I think he wanted to do that. I believe he does help out Mr. Christensen because the LMR Esports are just flooding everywhere in the 86 series. Bruce White has had a great start. Managed to hold it clean. Look at this train.
Absolutely incredible start from Jamie. It was just wait until we get a spare moment in the action. But as we see, they're side by side now, running through turn. Can't remember on this layout, but into spearing curve.
Yeah, don't worry about the turn numbers. Oh, you see Jet.
Like bit of contact.
Jet hit the grass there, and you just see the rear of that end twitch, and as soon as it gets grip again, because he's already lost the rear. Oh no, where is Joshua going? Why did he go off track then? Was he redressing and he redressed the wrong car? Now there's some blocking going on, making sure he holds his line, not letting the boys use the slipstream. Trying to block the use of teamwork. Jamie Christensen is just starting to gap them out with 2 seconds ahead. The LMR Esports boys are definitely wanting to get around Joshua Horton here. He is definitely not making it easy for them.
No, absolutely not. Joshua Horton's putting a bit of thought in the side right now of LMR. Just ironically used their own car against them and completely boxed Jet Murray into place. You know, we've seen them slipstreaming all the time, but on the run down to 130 yards, it's not really a spot where you want to be touching and banging rears and trying to push people along. It's asking for trouble through there, but a bit of a chaotic start. It was almost good there that Callan Hodgkinson was on the inside. Jared Murray breaking on the grass, getting completely loose, but did ironically the car he was battling ended up saving him.
It looked like he bounced him back on track a little bit there. They take very different lines through there. Oh, the other LMR driver of Jason Douglas has managed to now get around Joshua Horton, which I think is actually having a couple of connection issues. That's why our screen is flashing black. He is right on the back of Douglas after Douglas made that move past him. Doing a bit of NASCAR bump drafting there.
Yeah,
love to see it. Oh no! Karma has come his way. Somehow Callan Hodgkinson did manage to miss the original contact and has held on to that. That has put Dean Sinkovich right onto the back of him as well.
And somehow Callan Hodgkinson then, or Joshua Horton even, kept that out of the fence. Wow, that was close.
Here's the replay again. He gets a little skittish.
Oh, Callan. To lose.
Callan does click him a little bit, but somehow both of them managed to stay out of that wall. There's a little touch. Callan in the dirt. He got off the accelerator on the brakes. Really nice. Managed to get back on track without interrupting anyone.
Both of those drivers then completely out of control, but only just missing the wall. Both cars, either one of those cars in the wall then probably would have resulted in a safety car. No tyre barriers around the area, so would have probably snapped one of the front lefts or front right of the tyres off.
100% it would have, mate. We've seen how brittle these 86s are. It doesn't take too much to put them into a wall and it be all over. As we see Horton trying to make a move on Sinkovic here. Really, after that spin, wanting to make up some places on the left-hand side. Great move through there. Makes it look super easy. Murray is now...
There's not going to be a lot you can do from the outside through 130R in these cars. They just don't have the downforce at all to really compete.
No, they need that slipstream as well. Once they start gapping out from each other, it usually stays that way unless there's an incident or a pit stop. So does look like Jet Murray has got around his teammate Dylan Gray as well. And Callan Hodgkinson has just made the move on Joshua Horton. He may actually have been redressing because of that incident, but he is going to go again around the inside. Really nice tight line through there. Squeezes himself out right in front of Callan.
Yeah, great little move there. I just wasn't... It almost looks like a redress then itself, but I wasn't sure. It was a really... Unless Callan Hodgkinson there just ran a little bit deep into the hairpin, but it almost looked too easy. All the while, after all the carnage, Jamie Christensen now up to a 4-second lead on Jet Murray. Has worked past his teammate, and we know how quick Jet is, so he'll be looking to push on and really try to get this back, but did just set the fastest lap of the race last lap, across the lap this time, did a 128.1. Jamie Christensen is hanging around in the 127s though, so he's going to be having to look at the mid to low 127s in this race to close that gap. 128 lows, it looks like with Jamie's pace isn't going to quite get it done.
It is a good gap. If he keeps it up, I don't think there'll be a pit stop in this sprint.
Not in this first race, I wouldn't say. Although the fuel capacity tonight, I believe, is a 28% fuel limit, so that's quite low. What these tanks can hold. Oh, that's very close there. Oh.
What has happened there? Oh, no. Should have stayed on board, but we're going to go into J-Mac and see what's happened. He's hit the curve there, come down to braking, and the rear end has just slid out on him. Should have probably held the brakes. That was not the smartest idea to move onto the track. That has caused, absolute chaos.
Yeah, that's a pretty awkward spot to have it parked up there. It just took a lot of speed into Degner 2 and just the rear completely got light and came around on him. There was just didn't really look like a bounce or anything. It just looked like it came completely light, carrying a lot of speed. As we see the LMR guys, Jenna Murray and Dylan Gray, battle it out like we see them do every single week. Although they're teammates, they're definitely not afraid to race each other.
No, definitely not. But I think at this point they might actually be trying to help push each other to close that gap on Jamie. As if they battle each other too much now, Jamie is just going to keep pushing that gap further and further out on them. As we see Steven Sinkovic, John McHenry hit the pits. Must have been a bit of damage. Bruce White is also in the pits. May have been involved there. Ryan Price in the donut machine, number 56. He used to have the Caltex livery on. Doesn't anymore. Chasing down Greg Johnson for Team Greg Racing.
That was Kevin Wakefield with the Caltex livery, no?
Oh, it was Kevin, sorry. Yes, it was. And now he has the Snap-on Tools livery.
You see Bruce White 4 laps down in the pits. Looks like looks to have parked it up for this session. Hasn't come back out of the pits. So That's a shame. Starting from 4th on the grid, must have just got it tangled early on, and unless he's suffering from technical difficulties or something else. I don't remember seeing an incident with Bruce White earlier on.
No, he entered the pit lane on lap 1 though, the end of lap 1. So maybe he's having some technical difficulties with his rig. That's really unfortunate for him. Don't see him involved in any incidents or any spins, so there he is sitting in the pits there as everybody comes through the Dunlop Sport Max sign.
He hasn't left the session then, so must be having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So he's our biggest shaker of the night, but of the runners, the biggest shaker is Steven Sinkovic sitting in 13th position, down 4 spots. Now, biggest gainer, Kevin Wakefield, up 5 spots up into 7th place. So through all the trials and tribulations of the early stages of this race, he's really made a meal of it and got up to 7th. Meal in a good way, that is.
He's had a delicious, succulent Chinese meal, mate, and got himself up there. As I said, another new guy to the league. Should definitely keep an eye on him. He's been having some phenomenal drives over the last 4 rounds. So many gains on that table, on the timing table. And why do we have 2 lots of intervals, ShiBBy?
So even so that Jet Murray and Dylan Gray do seem to be working with each other, Jamie Christensen still just stretching the gap. Last lap between Jamie Christensen and Jet Murray pretty much exactly the same, both at 28.4. 1/100th the difference between the two in the favor of Jet Murray, so really negligible there. So they're pretty much pushing the same pace. Only difference is Jamie Christensen in complete clear air. Wow, as he's really, as you see, that's great timing as we're talking about how hard he's pushing through Degna 2. Tires smoke and all, just on the maximum attack, pushing the car. That was great car control through there. Looked all sorts of unsettled. Just looks like he's doing everything as he should. Shouldn't be, I would say, probably pushing at 100% pace, probably sitting at around 95% of his drivability. He has done the hard work early on. He'd built himself the early lead, so it's all about risk management for Jamie Christensen at this stage.
Well, there is only about 8 minutes left of the first session here tonight, so I feel like he's just going to keep pushing hard, really assert that dominance. If he keeps it up like this, he will take the first 50 points, but he will also start in 10th on the reverse top 10 for the feature race. So that's going to be really interesting. But as we've already spoken about, he's a very clean driver through packs. This man races in the actual Australian series for the Toyota 86s, so he does know his way around these cars in real life, and it definitely looks to be turning out to help him through sim racing as well. He is absolutely pushing this car. You see how much track he is using. Every section he gets, all the way off. Use as much as he can, right to the edge. Comes in really tight here, holds it beautifully out, super wide, all the way to the edge of that ripple strip. Really looking smooth.
He did pay $14.95 USD for this track, and he plans to use every cent of it.
So he should. He is well deserved of a podium and round win. He is just stretching that gap. He is nearly out to 5 seconds as Mookie drops in. I hope I didn't just murder that name, but it does look like it says Mookie. And they have said, go Cal. I'm sure they're out here cheering on Callan Hodgkinson from Crisscross Racing.
And his pace seems to be unmatched, Jamie Christensen.
Oh, mate,
even now he's just a 128.3, and with Jet Murray again, another 128.3, but even half a tenth quicker than that. So he's either breaking even with Jet Murray or beating him out on lap by about 2 or 3 tenths. As we see Dylan Gray there, massive slide, catch it one way, and then he's into the wall there, the exit of 130 yard. That's the thing with these cars, is once they go, you can catch the first one, but you got to wait. The weight transfer back the other way can be so violent but it shocks you get a big snap oversteer in the opposite direction that you caught it in, which is what happened there. Had the rear step out, caught it on the left hand, but as he caught it, the weight shifted completely the other side as the car crept back up, and it completely snapped oversteered back to the right again. So it just once they go like that, in particular at the high speed, they are very, very tricky to catch.
Oh, indeed they are. That rear end just overcorrects itself every time. And we saw he hit the tyre wall as well. He actually managed to hit one of the section where there is a tyre wall. And you can see the amount of damage that 86 took. These are very, very brittle little cars.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he does come into the pits. I would say he's going to finish it out, but you know, the tyre barrier definitely the spot you want to hit on this track. So he'll be glad it wasn't one of the steel Armco barriers. Should be able to, unless their front end's completely busted, should be able to keep continuing on.
Yeah, you do get a fast repair, but being this close to the end of the race, if he can stick it through and keep that position he's in, I think that's what he's going to be watching. He's going to be watching his own intervals to see who is coming up behind him, because he's definitely not going to want to lose any more positions than he has. Dylan's great. Yeah, he did actually.
So he must have had a meatball, or it's undrivable, or just come in to fix it. These drivers do get a fast repair tonight, so a very short pit lane, as you see, is already out again. So
it's 10 seconds.
Very short pit lane.
That's crazy.
It's very short. It's there's no. This is essentially a test track at Suzuka. That, from what I could see, I can't see any lap records in any car for this West configuration. So it's
even
really
on iRacing,
really more of a service pit lane.
Is that on iRacing, or is that in like IRL?
I was looking IRL. I have no idea for iRacing.
I'm gonna have a look to see if they've raced any series here, actually in iRacing. I'm sort of liking the feel of this track, especially for these cars. It's not too long, and it's got some interesting sections.
Both East and West would have been a good pick for either of these cars. I think the full GP circuit would have been a bit long, but the Suzuka West's would have been quite the challenge in these cars, as we mentioned earlier, with the weight transfer going from left to right as such, especially being uphill and such with elevation change. It would be quite the challenge, I would say. And then, yeah, through here as well, with the Degners, and these cars can get super light with over curbs and whatever else. So both of these East and West configurations would have been a great choice, but as I was going to mention earlier, Joshua Horton, I've been keeping my right eye on the timing tower on my screen here, just lap after lap, catching Jason Douglas. He's been on an absolute mission after that spin earlier, and now with only a few minutes to go, is right on the back of him.
Definitely going to want to make that position. So, interesting enough, mate, they actually have run the Toyota GR86 here in officials. And the race lap record, world record, held in first place from a Spanish driver, is a 1:27.533. That is your world record time for race time. So
really then, our drivers, Jamie Christensen, what was the pole lap? It was the 8th, so really 3/10 off world record pace, so really quite close then.
Yeah, well, Jet Murray's right on the back of it. Yeah, race pace 1:27.79 is his best, and again 1:27.53. So
of course, track states and temperatures and winds and all that can come into play.
A big difference.
As we
see Ryan Price. That's a lap traffic there. No, it's not. Ryan Price did get around Dean Sinkovich there. Dean probably doesn't want that. He needs to get these points in the bag. No playing around. I don't think he's going to let it get away with this all too easy. Where are we at? 18:54. 1 lap to go. This is white flag. Barney not doing his job again as Dean has managed to get back around Ryan. I did say the Sinkovic man would not want to take that position away from him oh so easy. But Jamie Christensen kept that gap. That's now white flag. Okay, 1 more to go. 1 more to go. Barney is doing his job this evening. We're back.
We are back. Yes, I was at the other stream pause on my screen. So.
Horton! Oh my gosh, as you were talking about Douglas. And Price and Sinkovic are into it as well. Always on the last lap, something exciting happens. The drivers just hold off until that last minute. It is on for young and old here with Horton. Christensen will be making his way around the bottom end of the track now and coming back towards the start-finish line.
Should be plenty of opportunity still here for Joshua Horton. We've still got the hairpin to come yet, and then through the spoon curves, and then it's still quite a run down the back straight to the start-finish line. So as we see, right on cue, down the inside of the hairpin. But in saying that, Joshua, too many J's, did have a great run around the outside of the hairpin, so he's going to keep the position down into spoon curve, but can take a few different lines through here, and it's all going to be about the exit. You know, the start-finish line quite a bit down the straight, about halfway. So as we see Jamie Christensen cross the line in P1, taking out the race win for, completely stumbled on that one.
The Heat 1 tonight.
Heat 1.
Jet Murray in second place. Jason Douglas, even with Joshua Horton hot on his tail, will take out P3 for your CAMMUS Toyota GR86 series. Round 4 here tonight at Suzuka West, thanks to Warren and Brown Tools. Great win by Jamie Christensen. From the beginning, we could see that he was in this to win it, and he put the race pace down. He set that pace, and he said to everybody else, come on lads, let's race, catch up. And that's all he said that whole 20 minutes was catch up, catch up. Not a chance, guys. Fantastic drive, fantastic drive.
Yeah, just got an absolute perfect start off the launch. Just absolute unlimited grip from the standing start, and all he really had to do was race down into 130R, and since then just didn't do any racing. Was just maximum push on his own for the rest of the race, and no mistake free, perfectly driven, and well deserved win.
Just want to see if we can get Mr. Christensen to come and join us. As far as I recall, there is a 5 or 10 minute practice session now before the heat. I mean the feature. Oh my lord. Yep, they are heading out for a practice session right now. 10 minutes warm up. Give the lads a bit of time to get out there and see if they can adjust anything that they might have felt was a little bit off during the first race. What a phenomenal race. Let's get those results up. All right, so Jamie Christensen, as you can see, it says privateer, but he is not privateer anymore. He races for Team SRW Motorsports, and he actually is in the comm box. So, mate, Jamie.
Hello.
You did it.
I did do it.
You did it, mate. We said last week you'll be biting at LMR to get past them and get that first win over the top of them, mate. You got out of the gate, and that was it. It was foot to the floor the whole race, mate.
I was pushing a little bit.
We did see that a few times with the car getting sideways and some smoke peeling out the back tyres, but you held on to it. And at one point, I think you pushed the gap out to over 5 seconds.
I did, and then I instantly got a slowdown.
So during qualifying, we noticed yourself and a lot of other drivers who'd been out there for a few laps not actually setting times. Where on the track are we actually finding these 1Xs and slowdowns happening?
It wasn't a 1X or slowdown. Or the slowdown's in turn 2. If you cut it too much, so you can keep grip. So, like, you want to cut it, but if you cut it too much, obviously you get slowdown. But I wasn't getting any incident points. I was just braking on grass and keep spinning. I don't know why. Just couldn't stick on the track.
Oh, okay, mate. Just pushing it too hard, you reckon?
Maybe.
Maybe. Well done, mate. It was great to see. How do you feel this layout being Suzuka West?
I mean, I was hoping for Grand Prix. I'm not gonna lie, but it's actually a quick and fun track. It's pretty tight, so
it definitely looked like a lot of fun, mate. Plans for the 40-minute feature being a reverse top 10. I'm assuming if it was me, I'd sort of play it smart and safe and try and avoid the chaos. Of course, turn 1 and 2 off the start, but I feel like with the way you were driving in the first race, it's going to be a foot to the floor start again, isn't it?
maybe.
Because I've never really seen the 86s peel smoke off a start because they just don't like doing it. Usually they just bog down and stop, and then you just get a terrible start, mate. I'm pretty sure when you peeled out at the start on the first race, there was just smoke bellowing out the back of that 86.
I think I was sliding for a good 5 seconds off the start.
You got so good lock up, bit of smoke, held onto it, pushed out an awesome lead, mate. Great drive. Pit stop strategies. Any idea of sort of what you may or may not try and do during the second race?
In terms of pit stops, I'll just probably pit when I need fuel. Nothing else.
Mate, that is a bloody good answer. I think I'd probably pit with when I needed fuel as well.
Yeah.
Can't be out there without any, that's for sure, mate.
That is a good point.
It's Josh Horton in the Boogie Bomb car livery out there as well, isn't it?
Yep.
And you guys working a little bit hand in hand here to try and slow LMR Esports run of having 3 cars out here, because Josh was doing a pretty phenomenal job of making it very, very difficult for the LMR Esports boys to catch any ground on you.
Yeah, at the start of the race, me and Josh got in front of Jet by turn 1, so we had a good run, and then out of nowhere, Jet dive bombed it, which was completely fine. Nothing bad happened, but it was just a bit surprising because I couldn't see him because he was behind Josh. And then I think maybe for the next 2 or 3 laps, he was holding him off before they got through him.
Yeah, he was. We were watching it. He was doing a phenomenal job, actually using their own teammates against them by boxing them in and not allowing them to use the slipstream and the draft to gain any speed to catch up to you. So really, really well played there, mate. Some great driving tonight, buddy. I honestly wish you the best of luck. I'm not biased being part of Sim Racing World Motorsports either, but mate, get out there and give it to them good, mate. You want that round win. I want the round win for you. You're definitely deserving of it this season, chasing down LMR Esports all season so far. So congratulations, mate, on the Heat 1 win. And let's get you back here in the comms box after the feature race, mate.
Well, that's the plan.
That's the plan?
Yeah.
We'll lock it in, Eddie. That's the one we want to go for.
Yes.
Awesome, mate. Well, you got a spotter tonight?
Nah.
Nope, just on your own?
Well, I mean, I'm with Josh, but other than that, nah.
Yeah. Sweet. Awesome, mate. Well, get out there, race hard, and have fun. And yeah, I dare say, with the way you're going tonight, we'll talk to you again this evening. So keep it clean, mate.
Don't jinx it.
I can't jinx it. You just got to get out there and drive hard, bud.
Yeah, I will.
All right, mate. Thanks for joining us in the comms box tonight.
All right.
Catch you, mate. God, I hope I didn't jinx him now. I'll be really, really worried.
You've absolutely jinxed him.
No, I didn't. He's a bloody good
Murphy's
driver.
Law.
Paul.
Yeah, there's nothing. It doesn't matter how good of a driver you are. You can't beat the commentator's curse.
No, we can. We can definitely beat it. We can definitely beat it, mate. Good evening, Paul Racing. He says, hello, everyone. Haven't seen us all for a long time. Have a nice day. We are having a great day here for the CAMMUS Toyota GR86. Round 4, thanks to Warren and Brown Tools. You're waiting for 1,000 subscribers, guys. Keep it up. Mate, the more people in the stream watching the broadcast, the more YouTube will push our broadcast out to other people. So, thanks for dropping in and letting us know, mate, that you're still hanging around. Hope you've been well. Right, so, let's get to the nitty-gritty of this. Who out of the first race would be your pick so far for driver of the day?
Great question. I mean, Jamie Christensen, I know he had the pace and won and whatever else, but you know, that was just the perfect first race. Really, off the start, just had the perfect launch, and then the race pace was just absolutely insane. It's a pretty boring pick, but I just don't know where else to look.
Mate, I'm gonna go throw. Oh, where'd they go? Bruce White is gonna be my pick for that race. Sort of stayed out of trouble, raced really well, clean, consistent, and had a good finish. So I'm saying Bruce White at this moment, but there is another race, so it could all change then.
I meant to rain on your parade, but Bruce White did finish 13 laps off the lead.
Am I looking at the wrong one then? What is going on?
He was we were
Yeah,
talking about
he pitted in the second lap. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess he did stay out of trouble.
Yeah, he did.
You're not wrong.
He parked it up.
There's some truth in it.
Oh, wow. Who was I thinking of then? I don't know what's happened with my stats here. Don't know. Anyway, moving on. It's been a long week.
Price, maybe?
Yeah, possibly. It could have been. He was... Oh, I don't know. Honestly, it's been a big day of unloaded containers, and yeah, I'm pretty tired at this point, so... Oh, good. The warm-up is finished. We can get on with the race and stop fumbling around like fools. Well, myself, stop fumbling around like a fool. Let's get that grid up. That will be a reverse top 10. I can't see what's happening. And there it is. Reverse top 10 for your feature race tonight for the CAMMUS Toyota GR86 Sprint Round. Thanks to Warren and Brown Tools here at round 4 for Suzuka West layout. John McHenry will take that pole position due to the reverse top 10. Dean Sinkovich will be right next to him. Ryan Price and Kevin Wakefield will take up row 2. Dylan Cray and Callan Hodgkinson row 3. Joshua Horton and Jason Douglas row 4. Jet Murray and Jamie Christensen will be in row 5. Everybody else is sitting exactly where they finished in the first race. We will be keeping an eye on Christensen and Jet Murray to see how quick they want to push through this pack. It is a 40-minute race. There will be a pit stop or two indeed, and we are getting ready, set to go. And we're off again and racing. J-Mac got a phenomenal start in the 86. Everybody else sort of bogged down. It's 3 wide already. There is a big pack here. Watch the guys behind as well. Turn 1. Smooth bit of bump and grind behind.
LMR guys on a really early charge here. Jet Murray already up to 6th position, up 3 spots from the start. But John McHenry, oh, as Ryan Price gets spun around, just turned there. Little bit of incidental contact, it's not a lot in it. But yeah, as I was saying, just John McHenry got an absolutely incredible launch, or maybe the guys behind got not such a good one, but some of the guys behind who did get a great launch just didn't really have anywhere to go, as we said. Just, it's a big incident there in the back.
That's Bruce White again. Oh, no, that's Sinkovic.
On his side, that's a guaranteed safety car right there.
That is 100% a safety car, as we see Jet Murray and Dean Sinkovic racing extremely close together. They do have this lap until they get back around to the safety car to sort out their positionings. Right now they can drive as hard as they want, but that is definitely pulling out a promo department safety car this evening.
Tyson McAvoy already out on track, so that was a very, very quick safety car there. You know, car on its side, there's not going to absolutely no choice there but to call a safety car. It's right on the racing line as well, so that car's going nowhere. You see Ryan Price here just ran out the car fine, got a good run around the outside, but just got a little bit of rear quarter contact, and around he went. There was not a lot he could have done there, else he completely on the outside of the curb there. Gave him all the space in the world there, but yeah, just got turned. But fortunately for Ryan there, it's gonna get a safety car, so he'll be back on the pack. Shouldn't have too much damage either, but this is the incident we want to look at. So Callan Hodgkinson ran just a bit deep there, and then turned Bruce White, then Greg Johnson turned
back of Steve, yeah, just piled up.
There's not a lot in it, but as soon as he hit that Armco barrier, just completely bounced the car and up on the side.
Wow, one safety car so far. Pretty chaotic start. Great racing, but very close, and that does cause a lot of these incidents that these guys are racing right on top of each other, and that's where we want it to be.
I know the replay is not on the screen right now, but I was just having a second look at it on my other monitor. It does look like, so Greg slowed down, Steven slowed down to avoid Callan, who's spun Bruce White, and then Johnson, which is then checked up Greg Johnson, and Greg Johnson really didn't have anywhere to go. A lot of just incident avoidance, and then it was a bit of a crescendo, and
not much you can do about it.
Absolutely nothing to do. Everybody's just trying to avoid the incident ahead, and then created another incident. Wow, that was one of the first laps. That was a lot going on there. We didn't even make half the lap, and there was so much to unpack.
We won't get that time back. The ticket is still counting, as John McHenry from the Locked On Lads racing team will still hold out P1. He got an absolute phenomenal start. Blitzed the field without even thinking about it.
Yeah, just perfect on the revs there. Just a bit of tyre smoke and a bit of slide at the start, but these cars can do that, and they do grip up pretty quickly with these slick tyres, so. But just got an absolute mega launch off the start and really didn't have any worries into 130R, first corner of this layout, so. Even at the back there, you see 2 lots of 3 wide. There was a blue car, I think that was off at the back. We didn't even see that earlier on until just then, so that would have been, was that Tyler Sheaf, maybe, I believe, just off in the back.
Could have been, mate. You're probably right there. He is in the blue and red car. I did notice a bit of bumping and rubbing, but I think we are probably just about to get back into the racing. Don't want to miss that. I dare say race control will let us know. And they're about to release the cars.
Incident is cleared around here, so safety car should be in this lap, I would say. So everyone's looked to have caught the back of the pack, and we've got a nice train going. Not sure when the safety car is going to pull away. Has it done so now? Nope, still there. Maybe one more lap. No, there it goes.
He's pulling
Car's
away
back
now.
avoid.
Yep.
Pulls off now, so we will be going green again at the end of this lap. It'll be interesting to see when John goes. If I was to take a guess, I would say he's going to leave it as late as possible. Doesn't want to give Dylan Gray any opportunity really to get a slipstream and overtake him. Hell, even into 130R, but who knows? Maybe he might catch him by surprise and go super early.
Tyson is now in the pits. The safety car is clear of the track. It is all on John McHenry. He's gone. He's already off. He's got it down. It's hard to tell in these 86s, but he definitely had his foot down and he is away.
Quite early there, as Joshua Horton did have a little bit of a look early on there. It's just tucked back in for 130R. We've got a couple of nose out, showing the nose further down the pack, but all tidy. Horton's going to look around the outside of turn 2 and 3 here, but in doing so has invited Jed O'Murray into the action. Bit further down the pack. Dean Sinkovic got a little bit hung out to dry there by Jason Douglas, and trying to fight it back, but he's not going to have the inside for either of the Degners here, and it'll be a bit of a tough battle from that position, especially on the cold tyres.
Oh, Dean.
In saying that, he's really going for it, and he's got all the grip in the world there. Now he's going to have the inside for the hairpin. Is that a slowdown?
Behind him.
Must have been a slowdown there. Both of them have come out, but Jamie Christensen is on a charge at the moment.
Oh, Douglas is around. Big spin, not what he wanted as Callan Hodgkinson comes up the left-hand side of Ryan Price. Callan, haven't seen too much of him this race. Could be a good contender for driver of the day if he can pull something out of the hat. Oh, Ryan Price off the track there.
Oh, is another car
Dean.
off the
That
track
was Dean
there.
Sinkovic.
That was Dean in the inside of Spoon Curve there. So Jed Murray across the line, fastest lap there as well. So 130 we're dipping into now, 29. So guys down the bottom of the pack getting the better lap times. Not very indicative as of yet. As Joshua Horton has now as looks up the inside of Jet Murray and just gives him a little bit of a touch. They both hold on to it. Very lucky to keep it out of the wall there. Something maybe for race control to look at. I would say a redress maybe in order with that one.
Does look like it probably was going to be called in.
But all the while at the front, John McHenry did have the gap out to over a second, down now to 7/10, but really is holding his own against, we know how fast Dylan Gray and Joshua Horton are, and still just holding that gap nicely here at 7/10. It is within the slipstream range for Dylan Gray, so he'll be getting an extra bit of lap time just from that alone. But off the safety car restart, it's been an absolute amazing start. Holding his own, just completely, well, no pun intended, locked on.
Absolutely locked on, mate. And this man starts from the bloody pits every week.
As we can see just how strong the slipstream is right now, down to 3/10 the gap just on this back straight alone. Carrying a lot of speed through 130R. Everybody's made it through nice. He's not going to have a look this time round. He's getting very deep right under the gearbox there.
Horton was way off track on the inside then.
great run here from Dylan Gray. Gonna have a look at what did it show his nose through the inside of Degner 1, tuck back in for Degner 2, but a lot of curb there. You see 2 wheels up in the air, massive push, maybe just slowed him down a little bit, couldn't get the power down so early, but John McHenry holding his own. Good, some really good racing so far. So, as the battling's going on in the front here, that has brought Jamie Christensen onto the back of Jet Murray. So we've got a bit of a 5-car train happening for the lead right now. So things could really be spicing up in the next few laps. If you look further down the grid, Callan Hodgkinson makes a move down the inside here of
Mr. Greg Johnston.
Greg Johnson. I was going to say Bruce White, reading it the wrong way around. No, that's definitely Greg.
It is, oh, Dylan Gray is trying to make a move around McHenry. Boxed him in. Horton is on the left-hand side as well. They're going to go 3 wide. Are they going to push this 3 wide into this? No. Oh, my gosh, this Dunlop again. That McHenry has just dropped off 3 spots there. Not a bad thing for him with a 40-minute race. With 10 minutes in, if he can stay on the back of these guys, or as we see Jet Murray get real squirrely, if he can stay on the back of these guys, he might be able to conserve a bit of fuel, not push too hard, might get a nice pit strategy in play, and you never know what's going to happen. Again, though, he only needs to keep finishing in the top 5 every race, and he's going to keep banking up points every week.
Yeah, just looking back to 130R before, he just got caught on the outside, and then it was just an open door for the rest of the pack just to absolutely feed through. What's happened? I've just seen Jamie Christensen is down into 13th place. I'm not really sure what happened. He was on the back.
Went in the pits.
Did he?
Yeah, it pulled into pits as we get back onto the action with Horton absolutely pestering the LMR Esports boys through the feature race and the heat race. Just pestering these guys. So yeah, so around 6th lap, 12 minutes 31 in, which is actually about 11 minutes 31 in, Jamie Christian entered the pit lane and then exited about 15 seconds later. Maybe he got a penalty. Yeah, 30 seconds later, he exits pit. Not sure what happened there, but he did, yeah, come out. He's in the pits again. He's going through the pits again. Oh, something's happened with Horton as well. Oh, no. I was enjoying that. It's great to see someone putting some pressure on the LMR Esports boys because they are just so quick. Oh, he's done it on himself. He has. Just over-rotated the rear. Managed to keep it off the wall. Hopefully race control can let us know. Nothing from race control as of yet what might have happened, but he has pulled into the pits twice. Yeah, I can't help it, mate. I'm dealing with 2 screens, hey, like...
Mate, that's alright.
Yeah, I've got to click off, that's the problem.
Yeah, so I was letting you cook on the broadcast, I was staring at a blank screen.
Gonna have to get a cord this weekend, so we will work on getting my screens up and operational again. Is it up?
It is, yes, it is now. So, sorry about that, we were having a bit of technical difficulties all the while. What, if I may, what happened to Jamie?
He's entered the pits a couple of times over the last couple of laps. So I don't know if he's received a couple of drive-throughs, or he's having issues with the car, or what's going on. But Dylan Gray and Jet Murray are now just out and gone. So I actually feel really bad that I did manage to commentate curse him. So I felt like with his driving, the way he was going in the first race, that he had it. He had it.
Yeah, I mean, we know how talented he is and got heaps of pace in hand. It's going to be asking for a... I don't think he'd be able to make it to the end at this stage. There was a safety car and he would have stopped, I assume, to take fuel as well, but even then that's a long way on such a tight fuel restriction.
We see now 27%, right? Yeah.
Looking at the inside of 130R and Kevin Wakefield here, it looks like he's going to get the move done. Oh, as I say that, he's not gotten it done. Kevin Wakefield's absolutely hung it around the outside, and all the while, Callan Hodgkinson in the background is going to have a look at the inside of Dunlop Curve. He's going to get the nose in and might get the move done. Not quite. Didn't have quite the overlap to garner the racing room there, but respect was given, and Kevin Wakefield now got himself a gap.
Christensen made one move so far to get around Johnston. He is 40 seconds off Jet Murray at the moment. I really would like to know what's happened and why he's had to hit the pits, but I can only assume it is technical difficulties, as Callan Hodgkinson coming back at Tyler Sheep at this moment. And if it ever tabs out, mate, just say it live on broadcast, because it's hard enough for me to click away onto Discord to see what's going on.
That's all good, that's all good. Callan Hodgkinson now just, yeah, you can see how strong the slipstream is in these cars. Gonna not quite get the nose in for 130R, is gonna stick behind, but gonna head down into turn 2, and Dunlop just didn't quite get the run that Tyler Sheaf did through there. He's dropped off quite away through 130R. Ran a bit wide there. Tyler Sheaf just missed the apex just a little. It's brought Callan Hodgkinson now back on the back of him. Double back as we head down into Degner 1. Nice and clean through there. That's a lot of curve there from Callan Hodgkinson. All sorts of up in the air. And a great run now through 2. And he's going to have a good run down into the hairpin. Will Tyler Sheaf open the door? I do not think he will. He's got to take the racing line at some point, and Callan Hodgson's going to get the nose up the inside and get the move done. Tyler Sheaf's not going to have the run, as we've seen on that. You can take that tight high line on the hairpin, and got such camber on the corner that you can really slingshot out of there, but didn't quite get the power down enough, and great move there from Callan.
Unfortunately, I definitely stuck my foot in it, because Christensen came off track, and yeah, he's back down into second last place, which is not great, as we see Tyler Sheaf coming back at Callan. It's great to see Tyler back out here. He actually is what you would call a dirt main. Loves his dirt oval racing. Really quite good at it as well. And a few of the boys here in the SRW League actually convinced him to come across and try some oval, some tar racing. And over the last couple of seasons, really picked it up. Has been driving in the GT3 series. So great to see him out here in the 86s. As far as I last recall, he was a part of Whiskey Runners Racing. Not sure if he is anymore. But he could be.
I can't recall.
John McHenry now 2.9 seconds off the back of Dylan Gray. Again, another great drive from him so far. Just keeping it consistent week in, week out. halfway
And-
through this feature race now.
6-second gap behind to Joshua Horton as well, so he's sitting in a nice pocket for P3. I'm sure with Jet and Dylan ahead, he probably aware that doesn't quite have the pace to contend with those guys. We know how fast they are week in, week out, and I think, you know, P3, if he can keep it clean and keep stretching the gap behind him, he'll be very, very happy with that. You see Callan Hodgkinson look to the outside of Kevin Wakefield, just got all sorts of up in the air. Dude, Degner 2 got a great run, and wow, it's Tyler Sheaf comes in all sorts of sideways into the hairpin. We are in Japan, but this isn't Tokyo Drift.
Nobody gave Tyler that memo.
Nobody gave him. He did hold on to it though, and just came screaming at the bottom of your screen there. Just caught, looks like he caught a bit of the grass on entry and just completely took the rear around, but was able to hold on to it and continue on. Gee, that caught me by surprise.
I think it caught him by surprise too.
A good little train going now. Callan Hodginson's starting to build a bit of a gap behind here to Kevin Wakefield, but these cars being so aero inefficient do punch quite the hole in the air, so slipstream can be quite intense from these cars. Tyler Sheaf just right on the back again. Looks like Kevin's just struggling a bit through turns 2 and 3 there. Just every lap, just Tyler Sheaf gets right on the back of him, and wow, a lot of curb there. You see all the drivers not using all of the curb on Degner 1 and all of the exit curb there in the exit Degner 2, so
Well, as we said,
nice. Through here.
14.95, they're going to use all the track.
Gonna keep it, try to get the best line he can through Spoon Curve. Just because you've got a big run down into turn 1. It's a good entry into Spoon there for Tyler Sheaf, and he's got an even better exit. He's got a lot of exit speed and a lot of overspeed here on Kevin Wakefield. Kevin Wakefield's going to look to defend the inside, but catching a bit of side draft and all the exit speed he's got, he might even get the move done here before 130R. Nose to bumper, yeah, he's just going to have a bit too much speed. Kevin Wakefield, knowing there's not much you can really do there defending the position, did just concede so they don't run out of... Oh, as we see Jason Douglas completely around there and into the wall. That looks particularly broken. That front left completely snapped there. See if he can get it back to pits. He's spun on the curb. Oh, good avoidance there from Ryan Price. I think he's just going to park it up now. He probably call for a tow, so we could see another safety car here. Wow. How's the producing on that one? Cut right to Jason Douglas then. Basically mid-spin. Yeah, that front left completely busted. It's a long, long way back to the pits. Only just gone through turn 1, so probably a wise decision, I would say, there from Jason, just to park it up as we see Jamie Dyke come out of the pits in the promo department safety car and pick up the pack. So looks like Jason has called for a tow, and we're in for the second safety car tonight. We haven't seen one in 2 weeks, and we've had 2 in the one race. So this track and this layout proving to be quite difficult, it seems.
Something a little different, that's for sure. It's not the usual what we would see here at Suzuka, so It's great to see something different than the standard track, but yeah, definitely some of the cars are finding it a little bit harder than normal tonight. Oh, excuse me.
Am I boring you?
No, I just feel like I've hit a wall, man. I'm up and out of the house at 6 o'clock in the morning, so... There comes a time where ShiBBy sometimes just is tired.
Unfortunately, the bills don't pay themselves.
I bloody wish they would. Do you know how you can work that at 1 hour? You reckon we could come up with a plan to make the bills pay themselves?
I reckon.
Someone
I don't
out
reckon
there's
it'll be
gotta know.
particularly above board, but yeah, it's
I just want the bills to get paid with money that I don't have. It sounds like the best idea ever. That's a Jet Murray in the lead. John McHenry has actually, at the moment, in provisional P3, so that has brought him right on the back of Jet and Dylan, which is great for him. Bruce White. After the... So, anyway, I had a premonition that Bruce White was going to get driver of the day. Look where he is. He's in 4th place, up 10 spots. After crashing out of the Heat 1 race, the first race, and finishing 13 laps down, he's now up 10 spots. And Tyler Sheaf is right behind him, up 6 spots in 5th. This could be a battle between Bruce White and Tyler Sheaf for the driver of the day.
yeah, Bruce White 10 spots. That's absolutely huge gains. It doesn't look like anyone's going. There's one car that's peeled out, maybe heading into the pit lane. Does everyone?
Jason.
Wonder if we're going to be tight on fuel. No, it doesn't look like anyone's heading. Maybe just pulled out. Maybe to sell them the dummy a little bit, and there's a wave around as well. So what I'm wondering is how's everyone's fuel looking?
Have pits gone through? Is the question.
Who's safety cars? So but
Got there. So Gray, Murray, McHenry, all pitted on the 15th lap. White and Sheaf pitted on the 15th lap. Johnston hasn't pitted since the 9th lap. But yeah, it looks like everybody pit around the 14th, 15th lap.
So in that case, the only person that might be in trouble is Greg Johnson here, but guess what we're looking at. So basically, just trying to figure out what the game plan is. So Jamie Christensen, after all of that, is sitting in 10th spot, and with the safety car is going to be on the packs, and so it's really not over for Jamie here. Bruce White, as we said, up 10 spots, but has Joshua Horton behind, who's definitely going to be wanting to work his way through. Callan Hodgkinson's down in 11th, sitting behind Jamie, so he's, I'm going to say, going to do what he can to jump through the holes that Jamie creates. Dylan Gray and Jet Murray up in P1 and 2. You know, we've seen with the LMR guys work together in the past. They're definitely going to want to support each other and try to run away. John McHenry in 3rd, still as he has been for most of the race, so it's all about the jump. See what only 10 minutes to go we're going to have, so
10 minutes sprint to the finish. This could be super exciting.
it can be.
Gosh, the safety car is in. I never saw it. It's not my night. They're off. They're away.
So yeah, another early jump there's for the LMR guys, and very early on down into through 130R. Most people clean through here. Looks the inside.
Oh, no.
There we go. Contact there for Bruce White around again. This is the second time, unfortunately, we've seen him come around on some of the opening stages of opening laps, so don't like to see that. Unfortunately for Bruce White, he just can't stay out of trouble tonight, unfortunately. What's happened here? Wow, look at...
Huge, big dive.
Yeah, just completely missed his braking marker by the looks of things there. Just leave that one to the stewards, but yeah, just looks like Joshua Horton there. Just came maybe running behind, just didn't quite see where his braking marker was and missed a little bit and just ran too deep. And once that happens, yeah, he's tried his best to hit a gap in the traffic, but off a restart, there's just no gap to be found. So unfortunate there for Bruce White that he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, it seems. Jamie Christian now, great run out of Spoon Curve down into 130R around the outside here of Greg Johnson, side by side. He's held it nice and wide, and he's going to have the inside now for turns 2 and 3, and Greg's just conceded here, just didn't want to fight the inevitable and minimize the time loss. There's still 8 more minutes of this race remaining, so all the little time you lose now, the better. There's not a lot of time to get it back again. And but look at Jamie Christensen on absolute charge. Tyler Sheaf now with Jamie going to look to the outside, and again Sheaf doesn't really want to battle it. He's got Greg Johnson behind to worry about as well. As I say, that does battle it, but Jamie Christensen's got a good run out of the hairpin here down now into Spoon Curve. Right on the gearbox of Tyler Sheaf now. Maybe going to have to look to the inside, or he might just stick behind. Does show him the nose and slide it up the inside. Gets it pulled up nicely. Tyler Sheaf looking for the switchback. Space is given. Just got a little bit uneasy on the switchback, and now Greg Johnson on the back of Tyler Sheaf. This has really invited trouble here. As they run down, Tyler Sheaf will still have a bit of slipstream from Jamie, but Greg Johnson right underneath the rear gearbox now of Tyler Sheaf. Has a look to the inside now through turn 1 and 130R. In the inside, Tyler Sheaf around the outside. Lot of extra speed here, and yeah, Greg just didn't quite have the car up enough the inside to force Tyler off his line. So good little bit of racecraft there. We look ahead, Joshua Horton and John McHenry. Horton right on the back now of John. Looks to go for the last podium position, but as we saw earlier, missing his braking marker into turn 2, might be looking for a penalty coming later on. So John McHenry just concedes the position. Maybe he is aware of the fact and doesn't really want to waste time himself. Joshua Horton is fast, and John will be able to sit right behind him, get a bit of toe, stretch the gap behind to Jamie, because Jamie now up into P5. 5 spots since the restart is absolutely surging.
Still got about 6.5 seconds to make up. Really probably wanting at this point Joshua Horton and John McHenry to actually get on the back. Horton in the pits, that could be a drive-through. That
should be the drive-through penalty for Joshua Horton. Such a short pit lane, though. He's come right back out, right into traffic, just slotted in behind Tyler Sheaf and the pack ahead. So only a 10-second pit delta for these cars. So very, very short drive-through. We see he looks up the inside of Greg Johnson here, and he's going to get the
off into the wall again.
Maybe car just a bit uneasy for Bruce White after the turn 2 incident just earlier, as the sun's now setting over the Suzuka circuit here. Wow, what a nice time of day for these guys. As Greg Johnson tips it in a little bit too hard.
No.
Then Beyblades, good avoidance there for Kevin Wakefield, but absolutely got clocked there on the exit. That's Dean Sinkovic. Just hopefully his car's not too bad, but contact like that, I would say it's not going to be particularly happy the front end.
And it's starting to turn evening as well. The lights are coming on. But Sheaf now, Horton right on the back of him.
So Horton, after that restart incident, now trying to make up for lost time, is going to have the nose up the inside of the exit of Spoon Curve, and a good run now out of Spoon. Tyler Sheaf not really going to have much option but to concede here. They are side by side for now, but Josh Horton on the inside, moving to the right now to limit the space for the turn in, and that's easy as you do it right there. Beautiful move down through 130R and hit the braking point nicely down into turn 2, and not much Tyler Sheaf could do about that one. There was some good bit of attack driving there. As now Jamie Christensen only 4 seconds off the back of John McHenry, but 4 minutes left to go. Jamie Christensen's last lap a 1:28.9 versus John McHenry's a 1:28.7, so still actually faster there for John McHenry.
Jason Douglas has actually joined us. He is out of the race. He's joined us in the chat and said, hope we are all well. He said, poo happens. And he said he pushed a little bit too much hard through the first corner tonight. Unlucky, mate. Well done getting out there and giving it your best shot, that's for sure. So all the battles on track are sort of stretched out. We do actually have Ryan Price on the back of Callan Hodgkinson here. Sheaf has done extremely well this second race, up 5 spots in P6 and been involved with some great battles.
So that last lap, Jamie Christensen 1 second faster than John McHenry. He's really surging Jamie in these closing stages of the race. You know, trying to do a bit of damage limitation. Obviously, we saw him win the first race, and now trying to finish on the podium for the second. Is only 2.8 now off the back of John McHenry. Looks like Jet Murray has also stretched the gap to Dylan Gray. The gap out to 1.1 there, so looking to break the toe, and John McHenry only 2 seconds off the back of Dylan. Sorry, Kevin Wakefield into the pits, so he pitted on lap 9, so must be really short on fuel here. So he'll be spewing. He didn't come into the pits last time round under safety car for a bit of top up. Maybe thought the safety car was going to stay out for a lap longer. It was a very short safety car, so strategy not quite paying off there. So you can see the gap just closing and closing now. As who's that off on the right there? Not
it was
sure.
either Stephen or Dean. It was definitely one of the Sinkovic boys, I think.
I believe it's Dean. Or it might be Stephen.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. It was one of the two. It was hard to tell.
One of the two. Jamie Christensen now 1.7 the gap. Last lap 1:29.2 for John McHenry versus a 1:27.8 from Jamie Christensen. So absolutely on the attack now. Gap down now to under a second. We've only got... Is this the last lap?
Haven't got Barney notification as of yet.
This could be the last lap. The timer about to tick over to 40 minutes, so very well could be checker flag at the end of this lap. So Jamie Christensen really doesn't want to leave it to chance. I would say really going to have it to look to get it done through Spoon Curve. Is going to be his last opportunity if this is the last lap. If not, he's got another lap of attack. But I would say he's not going to leave it to chance here. He's going to show John McHenry the nose, slide it up the inside. Very almost made contact there. Didn't quite get enough along the inside. Now trying to get a better exit out of Spoon Curve. He's got an excellent run here. They're going to be side by side. It is checker over the finish line. And he is...
Oh, he got him.
He did get it done. Wow. What was the gap there?
0.00. It's a dead heat.
What is it?
It's a dead heat.
0.000.
It is dead heat. But
That is a dead heat.
But yet,
wow.
in my standings,
it says
has
Jamie
given
Christensen P3.
the win. Yep.
That has to be the tightest finish we've ever seen on SRW. A dead heat. You don't say that to the 1000th dead heat. There is not often you see that one. Is there a side on action we can see or a top down? This has got to be so close.
Look, there it is. Pips him right there.
Where's the line? That's what I'm trying to see.
The line was back there. Or is it?
Yeah, I was just trying to see it on the... I was trying to pause it on the YouTube so I could see the exact line. Oh, that's centimeters.
I'm pretty sure...
if not millimeters.
He gets the overtake right as they come across the line. Here comes the line now. Oh!
That's so tight.
My Lord. What is that?
John McHenry has to be absolutely spewing if he gets his foot down out of spoon a fraction, and I mean 1,000th of a second earlier, he keeps P3 there. There is nothing in that. We said it was going to be close on the exit of spoon and the run down to the finish line, but I did not think it was going to be that tight. All the while we're focusing on that, Jet Murray taking out the win for the feature race of our sprint round tonight at Suzuka. Presented to you, SRW TV, and I've completely blanked on the sponsor. It is CAMMUS. It is the CAMMUS.
Yes, it is CAMMUS.
I was going to say Racecraft. I was in GT3 mode.
No, it is
we're Racecraft tonight.
yeah. No,
CAMMUS.
CAMMUS.
Racecraft tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Apologies for that.
CAMMUS Toyota GR86 series, round 4, thanks to Warren and Brown Tools, and of course thanks to all the drivers who came out and raced their best tonight, and of course thank you to all of the viewers that joined us for this broadcast. We will be getting our podium finishes in for interviews. Ryan, I am going to let you take this away. But what a great win. Let's get the results up. They are now locked in, and let's see how this all finished. And there you have it. Jet Murray for LMR Esports will take a P1, and Dylan Gray's teammate will take P2. Jamie Christensen, look at the times between him and J-Mac. Oh my Lord, that is so close. Well done, Jamie, for getting J-Mac right on the line. What a great race. J-Mac, another 4th place. He just keeps rocking up points every week. Joshua Horton will take out 5th place. Tyler Sheaf in 6th. Oh, he's actually racing for Velocity SimLab now. Nice. Ryan Price in 7th. Callan Hodgkinson in 8th. Greg Johnson will take out 9th. Kevin Wakefield will be your 10th place tonight. Dean and Stephen will finish in 11th and 12th. And unlucky to Bruce White, who was absolutely having a phenomenal drive tonight until an incident on track had taken him out and dropped him into 13th. And unfortunately, Jason Douglas could not finish the race tonight with quite a lot of damage done to his vehicle. What a solid race. Let's look at getting our podiums in.
Get Jamie in for our P3 interview. Jamie Christensen, wow. Well, that was certainly a race too. That was, dare I say, the tightest finish we've ever had in SRW.
Yeah,
on
that
SDK, that didn't even show thousandths on it.
Really?
No, it was 0.000.
Oh.
It was. Yeah, running down to the line, we were looking at it at the end. We had the side by side and the front splitter. I reckon there wasn't even that much that you cleared him by. It was like half of your front splitter just as you're crossing the line.
Okay, wow, okay. On my screen it looked like a lot more than that, but yeah.
No, it was absolutely that tight.
Well, that's lovely.
Yeah, if John gets his foot down, dare I say, 1,000th earlier out of spoon, it's a different story, and we're talking to a different person right now. So, congratulations on the recovery drive. We were saying after that safety car, you were surging in the final stages.
Yeah, I was pushing a little bit too much. Because, yeah.
What happened earlier on? Do you want to just run us through that?
So after the first safety car, I was trying to get temp in my tires, but like not much. I was just snapping the wheel like right once every now and then, and I got a drive through for it, and I thought I had a stop go, so I went and stopped in my pit stop, and I accidentally put tires on and fueled, and I only had a drive through.
So was that an iRacing given penalty? Thought you were trying to cheat.
No, it was what's it called? Race control gave it to me.
Oh, race control gave you a drive through.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So we weren't really sure what happened. We did see you pit twice, and I don't know, because it's such a short pit lane, we weren't sure whether it was a double up penalty just to make it a bit more even. But mate, you bet you were glad to see the second safety car come out.
Yes, me and Josh were so happy because he was also at the back. So the second safety car saved me.
Yeah, mate. Well, P3, and I'm talking you couldn't even blink as in that gap. So congratulations on the I would say it's absolutely deserved. That final 10 minutes is one of the better overtaking displays and recovery drives I've seen in a while. So
yeah,
congratulations on that one.
That was a pretty crazy race. That last, like, on my overlay it says there's 28 laps, but there was only like 24 or something. So I thought I was safe to like get P3 safely, but yeah, the two safety cars kind of slowed it down. So that was close.
Well, man, as always, did you want to run us through your sponsors for this evening?
Oh, I would. So I'd like to thank simrigs.com for sponsoring SRW Racecraft, Toyo Sim, Warren and Brown Tools, Grim Industries, Promo Depth, Dragon RC, and Tempting Sweets.
Well, wait, did you have that one written down?
ShiBBy hooked me up with a list, so...
Hey, I was just saying, it did sound a bit pedestrian, like you normally hand that one over to ShiBBy, and I'm glad you didn't hand it over to me, put it that way.
Yeah. Oh, I might have to hand it over to you then sometime.
Yeah, do not. No, I couldn't even get the round sponsor right at the end of the race. Well, mate, congratulations, and that should just, I would say about the same on the championship standings, so, and congratulations on the win on the first race as well.
Yeah, thank you.
All good, mate. We'll see you next week.
All right, see ya.
You want to get them in together? You can get them in together or separately. It's totally up to you, mate.
I reckon we get them in together. All right, it's the LMR show again. We got you both in. Congratulations, Feeb 1 and 2, both of you. I'm sure you used to weren't happy to see the safety car come out at the end there.
Oh, it's kind of free. Didn't matter. Kind of free for like freed up all the people behind us, and I'm sure if we all the people behind, we would have been hoping for that safety car as well. But me and Dylan benefited for the teammates and kind of worked our best ways.
No, only a 10th gap between the end there. Unfortunately, we weren't riding on board. It was, generally speaking, we'd be talking about how tight it was at the end, but battle for P3 ended up being under a 1,000th gap. So, hey, did you get the overtake done at the line, or we didn't actually see the end?
I tried to pass him, but I went, if I pass him, he probably ended up in a wall. But I went, no, I'll just sit behind him and push him.
All right, so do you want to run us through the early stages? I mean, up 8 spots. So we saw at the start of the end of lap 1, you're up Jet about. I want to say you're up into 6th position, if not 5th.
I think
so
I think I was in I think 5th. Yeah.
5th, just got a particularly good launch, and I think it was at the start you just got boxed in a little bit by the guys at the front. I think a bit 3 wide, could have even got more.
Yeah, well, I think kind of that crash kind of helped out, and Jace, also the good teammate, he's kind of backed out of it, didn't hold around the outside, and gave me that free line to bomb to the inside, and I was up a couple of spots, and then my next target after that was kind of Josh, and then the rest of the boys ahead, and then hopefully getting to Dylan and working with Dylan.
And Dylan, mate, up 3 spots on the race, so battling up near the front for most of it. Just another clean start as well. I bet you're happy with P2 again.
Nah.
All things considered, or you disappointed you didn't quite get that extra 10th?
Nah, I think after a couple of rounds having bad results and that, I'm gone. I'm out of the championship. We'll help Jet try and win the championship, go back to back. So he needs maximum points and all that, and work as a team to help us and help him win.
Well, beautiful work as always, guys. P1 and 2. Did you want to run through the sponsors?
I guess I'm doing it because Dylan never does it.
Oh,
Make Dylan do it.
Do one each.
I can do it if you want, Jet.
No, I don't really care. If you want me to do it, I'll do it. You want to do it, you can do it.
You do it.
Alright,
I'll do it, actually. You do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. Hang on, let me have a go.
I reckon we make ShiBBy do it.
No.
Firstly, Lodge Brothers, and W Energy, NZ Performance, Wayne Boylet Mechanical. Also, big thank you to Lutz Driver Performance, new sponsor. OKMS Photography, Majors Garage, JM Design, and also all the boys at LMR. And big thanks to Boylet for spotting us for the race.
Did you say you got a new sponsor, Live to Drive?
Look to Driver Performance.
Look to Drive Performance. Whereabouts are they situated, and what do they do?
So, Look to Driver Performance is like a online, forgetting the word, like driver training for people in the sim.
Oh, okay.
And the person that runs it is Gianni Lutzu. He's 10,000 I rating, and definitely support him, and he's definitely good at what he does.
And Australian based?
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Takes on, anybody that wants some help in getting quicker out there on the track?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely helps.
Oh, fantastic, mate. Well, good to see another sponsor on board, mate. And yes, definitely congratulations, boys, tonight. Mr. Horton was definitely pestering you guys. It's good to see a couple of other cars and drivers starting to just nibble away at you guys and put some pressure on you. But yeah, phenomenal.
I think me and Dylan and the boys need to do some more practice maybe during the week instead of the practice session on the night.
Oh, mate, that's got to be up to you guys, but we know you guys are fast regardless, and the teamwork just shows how important it actually is in racing to also have a team driver out there with you. So congratulations, Jet and Dylan, tonight from LMR Esports. They will take P1 and P2 in our feature race here tonight for round 4 of the CAMMUS Toyota GR86 series. Good luck for the rest of the week, guys, in all your racing, and we look forward to seeing you back here on track again next week.
Thank you.
See ya.
Catch you guys. Right, Ryan, apart from me being a little bit tired, that was a pretty crazy race towards the end there. What a finish for P3 for Mr. Christensen after a heat win, and then a bit of a fight back twice, actually, during the second race, where he dropped back down the pack twice and still bloody fought his way all the way up into P3 at the last minute. So, no, at the last 1,000th of a second. Absolute great race, mate. Thanks for joining us tonight, Ryan. Been a pleasure having you on board, and thanks for picking up some of the slack when the wall smacked me in the face and I got a little tired.
Hey, that's all right. Thanks for putting on a good show as always,
mate.
Did you have your pick for driver of the day?
Oh, mate, look, I was honestly really wanting it to be Bruce White. I really, really was. But I think at this point, mate, I want to throw it out there and say Tyler Sheaf.
Tyler Sheaf?
Yeah.
All right, we'll lock it in.
I think mainly for his performance in the second race, not necessarily from the first one, but I definitely want to say for the second race, something happened. He got a new fire up under him, and next minute he's involved with all the battles that were coming through the back of the pack, and managed to race his way up safely and cleanly all the way into 6th spot, up 5 spots off his start spot. So if anybody wants to throw someone else's name in the hat out there in chat, feel free to, but I am definitely nominating Tyler Sheaf tonight for driver of the day. Of the night.
All right, then we'll lock that in. Tyler Sheaf, driver of the day, and supported by Tempting Sweets. So just get that nice little gift pack coming his way for that effort.
Yeah, so Jet and Tyler tonight will both get a little gift pack from temptingsweets.com.au, Australian owned and operated lollies and sweet store. I have tasted them. They are really good, guys. Head over to temptingsweets.com.au and check out what they do. Cater for birthday parties and all. Huge shout out to CAMMUS, of course, for our naming rights sponsor for the Toyota GR86. And of course, we couldn't do it without Warren & Brown Tools, our round sponsor this evening. Love to give a huge shout out also to Racecraft, Toyo Sim. Oh no, I've done it again. Warren & Brown Tools, Grim Industries, Toyo Sim, Racecraft, Promo Department, and of course Dragon RC. Thanks to all our awesome sponsors on board every week, and of course thanks to you for joining us all tonight. I have been Nathan ShiBBy Howard. The man next to me has been Ryan Green, and we're going to close this broadcast out with stay safe and race hard.
This is amazing. I'm clash heads again.